Welcome back to the Little Hawk Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Rush, and I'm here with
Rito Perez,
Jack Lampy,
Owen Rayfield.
Where state champions discuss state news. Is that?
I like that. With that one? We're going with that one.
Yeah,
I see. And we have a very special guest today, MVC Coach of the Year, Mr. Ahlers.
Hi guys, thanks for having me on. This is fun.
Of course.
And then I'm going to throw it over to Owen for today's podcast outline.
We're going to be giving us a quick shout out on the Little Hawk for News Team of the Year, and then turn it over to a volleyball season recap, football recap of Battle of Zeus, and then preview of senior night versus Tomoa. And then we will be having a lot of cross-country discussion with head coach Ryan Ahlers here.
And some girls wrestling. Don't forget that one.
True.
Yes.
But let's start it off with we had the yearly journalism conference yesterday, and the Little Hawks were victorious for News Team of the Year,
Along with four other schools.
Yep.
But
along with four other schools.
we're still victorious. I think
And
that
then
extends our streak to 3.
That's 3 straight for us in me and Rito's career, so that's good.
Our freshman year.
That doesn't count.
It does not count because we weren't involved in it. So
because it's from the year prior.
That's just what motivated you guys.
it is what motivated us to be so great. And I think
Teacher Raj got a little upset with us that year, and then it really motivated us to be great after that.
definitely provoked some greatness out of us.
But yep, and then there was some yearbook awards as well that we got. A lot of shout outs. So
Shout out everyone.
shout out everyone. And then so last night the volleyball team traveled to Indianola and they won the first set and then lost the next 3, unfortunately. And that was their what is it called? The sub-state?
That was it. Yeah.
Regional semifinals. It was a tough way to go out. Ended the season with a 9-19 record overall, 3-4 in the conference. It was a hard-fought season, but couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and then Hazel, you're gonna have to help me with that last name.
Lucky Beer. No. Lucky Buyer.
She just hit 1,000 assists, correct?
In her career, yeah.
In her career, and then
As a sophomore, by the way, it's pretty good.
As a sophomore?
That a lot? Yeah,
that is a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for a sophomore.
And she had 447 on the year, which is 6.7 per game.
Whoa.
Jack, who were some of the season stat leaders for the volleyball?
we
team?
got Hattie Galloway led the team with blocks and digs, getting 65 blocks and 237. You said volleyball?
That says Jesse Kuchera.
Sorry, kills and blocks. Digs, Jesse Kuchera led that stat with 237.
Yeah, Hattie Galloway had 260 kills and 65 blocks. So, overall good season for the volleyball team. So
I'm not exactly sure what a dig is. Does anyone know?
It's where you really get down there.
You get a little bump. Okay, it's a bump.
save it.
Okay.
Switching on over to football real quick. The City High football team lost to Liberty in a hard-fought battle last week, 48-29. It was disappointing outcome, but we were all happy with our effort, and there are some bright spots to point out in the game. Chris Kabiza, another pretty solid game, 4 touchdowns, made Team of the Week again. And his top target, Chase Newton, had a great game with 110 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Really thought we had that one there.
It was
early.
a good game. There was some definite ref ball going on in that game, I will say. Almost guaranteed some favoritism over there. I think we were 17-1 in penalties, and their one penalty was kicking out of bounds. So
Rita Perez holding call negated a Jack Lampy touchdown.
And that is true.
And I think if we can, I would love to be able to put this film in there and we can let the viewers decide if it was holding or not.
That's rocket science.
We don't know how to do it, but
Put the poll up.
yeah, it's simply not. It was not a holding call. But
I was living in the refs' ears. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing everything
yeah.
I could.
I could hear
hear you chirping.
Yeah,
could
we
not.
could all hear Jack Rogers just barking from the student section.
how about you don't speak for me because I couldn't hear him because I was actually paying attention to the game. I'm like you two.
Well, it was kind of hard not to notice him.
It was just F-bombs and
Freaking
Don't ever
left and
lie
right.
on my name.
I was actually thinking they might throw a flag on us soon if he keeps this up.
from Jack Rogers, then Coach Moore would really be livid at you because you've been skipping lifting too. I've noticed.
So have you.
Yeah, but I practice after school every day.
Okay.
All right.
Just
that's enough.
I had practice after school too.
No, you don't. All right, that's enough.
Golfing.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Not
We
at-
lift at practice. We have a lift built into
You go swing a little club for 2
I
hours.
run 5 miles before I practice.
it's just not true, but we'll continue on.
Moving on tonight, the City High takes on Ottumwa in the final game of the season. Ottumwa's 4-4. Looking to end off strong on senior night on Bates Field.
Possibly me, Owen, and Jax, all of our last games. Definitely will be my last game. I don't know about the other two, but should be fun.
Yep.
I'm a little nervous.
All of their last games in the gray helmet. So it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be bittersweet. Hopefully we can storm the field tonight, though. I did get off work, which is nice.
Love that.
But
Starting linebackers 5'6", 200 pounds.
It's just
that is a player to watch right
Yeah.
there.
What did Coach Moore keep calling him this morning? Crunk.
Grunkmeyer.
No, it's not Grunkmeyer.
There's an old linebacker that played for Ohio State back in the day.
What he wore 42. Hey Rami, look up Ohio State linebacker number 45. I think.
okay, not this year though.
No,
It's
it
from
was in the early
okay.
2000s.
Okay, we'll have Rami look that up, and we'll get back to you here shortly.
Yeah.
But let's do some. The only other game of the week we have this week is Waukee Northwest versus Norwalk. Is the only other game of any care.
Yeah.
So let's go around and let's do some predictions for that game.
I think Waukee Northwest is livid off of that upset loss they just took last week to Waukee. And I think they'll come out blazing versus Norwalk. So give me Waukee Northwest in this one.
Yeah. Waukee Northwest. When I've said they were frauds a couple weeks ago, I think they must have been listening. And then the next week they lost. So I don't have my expert analysis on this one, but I know they're going to win it. So
I firmly believe Waukee Northwest can win this one, but I just hope Norwalk wins because I'm tired of seeing that gosh darn O-lineman.
Dalton DeBoer.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think we really should have beat Norwalk. I believe. I feel like we were the better team in that game. So I think Waukee Northwest is going to handle this. They're going to be pretty upset after their loss last week.
Mr. Ahlers, do you want to give a prediction?
Absolutely. I'm going to go Norwalk 24.
Oh.
The Wolves 18.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Wow.
He's got
It's going to be a tight one. Low scoring game.
I have no idea how they get to 18, but
Yeah,
we're doing it.
predicting an upset. I like it.
All right, let's pump the brakes on football and spin it over to Ryan Ahlers over here. Congrats on the big Coach of the Year win.
Yeah, the honors are all yours. MVC. The state tournament on Wednesday, or not state tournament, state qualifying.
Yeah, districts. Yep.
Districts.
Mhm.
Districts. And what'd you guys get in that? Second.
We won that one.
You won?
Yeah, we won
Okay.
it. We beat Dubuque Senior, and then we also beat Ames. So us, Dubuque Senior, and Ames all are going to be racing on November 1st at state.
We really just own Ames. It's on basketball now to just get the clean sweep.
It really is. And if you're City High and you're losing to Ames, I don't know if are you really City High?
Their basketball team is quite good, though.
Okay. Well, just because Harrison Barnes went there doesn't mean they're good, right? So, you have individual. So, is there a team state and individual state?
So as a team, you qualify. If you get top 3 at districts, you get to automatically go as a team.
Okay.
And you race 7, score 5. But there's also a component to where you can qualify as an individual if you finish in the top 15 at the district meet and your team doesn't make it.
Okay.
That you get to race at state as an individual.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, good.
Quite similar to golf.
Yeah, very similar to golf, actually.
Good. Are we gonna do the questions now? All right, let's jump right in.
I can just talk too. But
Okay. Why did you first decide to start coaching at City? First cross country, then girls wrestling, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I started coaching cross country on the boys' side in 2006. I was fresh out of college, and I had a math teacher who was also my cross country coach, Jim Boughton. He was amazing, awesome guy, heck of a math teacher, and also really good cross country coach. He won 3 state titles in 1987, 1995, and then I was on his team in 98, which won. I actually, after my freshman year in college, I was kind of unsure what I wanted to do. I was studying business, but I knew that I wanted to maybe teach as well. And so I sat down with him over that summer after my freshman year in college and talked about just his experience teaching and coaching and decided that that's what I wanted to do.
Good. That's
Nice.
amazing.
What is-
Sorry, did you say you were a state champion?
I was not an individual state champ. I was part of a team
Okay.
state championship
So-
in 1998.
Tradition continues on
The tradition continues, yes.
What's been your favorite memory of coaching both the cross country and wrestling?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, in terms of, I don't know, just watching kids set goals and go after them and succeed. I mean, I know that's kind of a cliche answer, but honestly, like, whether it's in the classroom or in sports, like watching a kid like have success and feel good and confident about what they're doing. And also, you guys are athletes too. You balance a lot, right? You're going to school for 7 hours a day. You're going to practice for 2+ hours, and then you're doing other things. And so when kids can put a lot of effort into sports too and enjoy that aspect of it and succeed, it's really, really gratifying as a coach.
And you talked about your players balancing the workload of being a student and athlete at the same time. How do you balance both teaching and coaching?
Yeah, great question. I think obviously the teaching part always comes first, just like we call you guys student athletes, right? We're teachers and coaches, but I also look at teaching and coaching as I get to teach cross country and teach wrestling. And so they're very similar. I think the practice day to day and then the competition part of it is, getting students ready for assessments in the classroom. So making sure that my teaching comes first, but also, there's late nights and that's fine with me. Some mornings you get kind of tired. You guys have the same thing though as students, right? You walk in and you're like, all right, here we go. But it keeps me going, and I love what I do. And my wife's also a teacher, and we get to just talk about how much we enjoy working with kids every day. So
Great.
I think this is the big question everybody's wondering. First of all, what did it take to get to that point? But what was it like winning MVC Coach of the Year?
I think we've been building this for a few years. We have a senior in our top 7, Abigail Burns, who she came in as a freshman and you could tell she was going to be a good runner, but it was going to take some work. Just like it takes everyone work. Like hardly anyone walks in and is like an absolute stud right away. But we've been building this. We had some girls that graduated last year that was a huge part of it too, Nina Nicole Peterson, but the top 7 and, plus the alternates and honestly our team of 52 athletes, like, we always talk about, hey, if everybody's racing with their teammates in mind, you're going to have good results. Especially if you're putting in the work in the summer. And then when it comes to the race season in September, October, it's like, if you're focusing on what it takes to be good, getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating good, nutritious food, and just showing up to practice, you're going to get better. And so it's been building. And I think that's what cross country and a lot of sports are like that too. You just got to keep consistent, and you'll see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, I guess I'm not too familiar with like cross country, I guess, as a whole, but like what are kind of the things that go into becoming like a good runner, like over time?
We can go for a 5-mile run after this if you want.
Oh, I don't know if I'd make it.
He does it every day, so he might be.
or speed golf, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, there's a lot of components. One of the things that's really important is understanding that it's more than just a physical sport. There's the social and emotional aspect of it too. And, if you're running happy, and not every run's going to feel wonderful. Not every race is going to feel wonderful. I mean, there's a lot of discomfort in our sport. But if you can balance the physical, social, and emotional aspect of it, you're going to enjoy what you're doing, and you're going to appreciate the hard work that you do. And it is a lot of hard work. It's a lot of, whether it's a long run, and some of our girls get up to 12, 13 miles in the season. And also hard workouts where they're cranking out intervals, 800s, thousands. And, so there's a lot of hard, tough work that goes into it, but it's really gratifying work for sure.
Yeah, definitely admirable. I don't think if I went out there I could run 2 miles. So it definitely would not be pretty if I was running.
I'll train you guys.
Okay, that's good. Well, I'm thinking about running after football's over.
There we go.
Maybe getting out there. My mom and my brother both run. So
Vito's hitting the cut now.
yeah, the cut starts tomorrow after football season's over. I no longer have to weigh a bunch. But okay, back to the questions. We know you won MVC Coach of the Year, but coming up or in the rest of your career, what's the biggest goal in coaching?
I mean, a big goal for women's cross country is to bring a state title back to City High. They're looking at the forecast for the state meet this year. Pleasant Valley, Johnston, Waukee Northwest are very, very good. But it's cross country, and it's a lot of amazing things can happen with teams on that day. And if you show up with a good positive mindset about the race and focus on what you can do as the 7 runners that'll toe the line, a lot of things can happen. And so being on the podium this year would be a huge goal of ours. We've talked about it as a team, but certainly I want to win a state title in women's cross country again. Our last one was 2006. I remember that's right when I came in as a coach, and I remember I can still remember those girls and how good they were and how much they kind of resemble a lot of what the teams look like now here, which is fun. It's a lot of kids that really enjoy working with each other and working hard.
It's great. Yes.
I guess, what would you describe your coaching philosophy in a couple words, I guess?
Mm-hmm. I think the big thing with running specifically, and then I'll also talk about wrestling. I realize I've been kind of skirting the wrestling questions, but with running, there's no shortcuts. You got to put the work in. You can't take the summer off and expect to have huge gains from year to year. So I think like teaching the student athletes that like, hey, the summer is fun and you should go on vacations, but you need to get the runs in and show up to City High at 8 a.m. as much as you can, because you're going to see the benefit from that. And so I think that no shortcut, it's a huge philosophy. And also love what you do. Like like I said earlier, you're not going to love every single aspect of it, just like in all of our sports, right? There's tough stuff and there's stuff that you got to do and you might not truly love it at the end of the day. But if you show up with love in your heart and honestly, like just being like, hey, we're going to do this together as a team. And that's a huge philosophy of mine with cross country. And it's a huge team sport. And then with wrestling, like we're still having we're building a lot. We have girls that are coming out for the first time. They've never put wrestling shoes on. They've never done the sport. And so the big philosophy with that is, don't worry at first about winning matches. Focus on getting better in your technique and your physical aspect of the sport too. And that's gonna lead to getting your hand raised, which we all want to do at the end of the day is sit down in the middle of the mat with our hand raised. So it's fun.
Yeah, neither of the sports you coach are easy, and I think Owen, I wrestled freshman year, and that was enough for me. So it definitely says a lot about the work ethic of people. And then me, Jack, and Owen can all personally attest also that showing up during the summer is not always easy, but it's definitely where you make most of your progress. So
absolutely,
a lot of truth there.
Just for the ones out there that might not be, the most familiar and like how cross country goes about, what does a typical practice look like for your team?
Yeah. We start at 4:15, obviously 3:15 on Thursdays, 8 in the morning on Saturdays. Sunday's always a day off. But show up at 4:15, depends on the day. If it's like a pre-meet day, we'll talk about the course, we'll talk about the competition, logistic things like what time's the bus leaving and all that stuff. But we do what we call pre-run work, which is it's about a 12-minute routine where it just kind of gets your hips, your lower legs kind of warmed up and gets the blood flowing. And then we'll head out for either what we call a continuous aerobic run, where you head out on the roads, anywhere between 3 miles and 7 miles of just continuous running. We'll do workouts, usually one workout a week. And then we'll do a long run, usually at the end of the week on Saturdays, depends on our meet schedule, but there's some components that, like I said, no shortcuts. You got to get in, you got to get your long runs in, you got to get your workouts in, but your races also during the season become part of your workouts too. So early season, it's like, hey, that's a 5K race is a really good workout. It's the best workout you can do for training for the 5K. So we kind of early in the season, we'll hit a lot of work that's a little bit slower than race pace, what we call threshold work. And they're longer, grueling sessions, but then we get later on into the season where we hit some race-based stuff and a little bit faster than race-based stuff, and those can be tough too. So,
is there stuff you do like to prepare differently for a different type of course? Like if a course is hillier or flatter, I guess. Like, is there different stuff that you do?
Yeah. I mean, we start in the summer with a place we call Seven Sisters. It's actually called Harvest Road. It's out on the corner of Scott Boulevard and Rochester. It's a gravel road that is just relentless. It's got hills upon hills, and they're tough hills. So we do that every other week or so in the summer, and that just gets you ready to race and run hard on hills and just knowing how to use good technique. But we have a pretty good mix of courses throughout the season. We have some fast courses, which we get, the kids get excited for, which makes sense because you can go run pretty fast on those courses. But cross country is, one of the cool things about the sport is that, every course is different and you race people and not necessarily the clock. Times are of course fun and we want a PR and that's personal records. But at the end of the day, you score a cross country race by your place. So if you get, first, third, fifth, that's, you add those up and that's your score. So the lowest score wins.
Yep. It's like golf, Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I have a fun question for you real quick.
Yeah.
I have a couple of them actually.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite meet every year? Where do you guys like something you do every year? Like I don't know, Decorah. That's the one that came to mind.
Yeah, the Luther All-American. And that's where I went to school and ran.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a huge, just a huge piece of me is Luther College and Luther cross country. And so we love going to that meet. We always go eat in the cafeteria afterwards. The course is beautiful. It's usually pretty nice. The last 2 years has been a little humid up there, but then we go soak our legs in the cold springs up in Decorah before we get on the bus and ride back home. So the kids really like that one. Our home meet, Bud and Bonnie Williams, named after Bud and Bonnie, who Bud was a longtime coach here for both men and women, and he won a lot of state titles, but also just kind of built the program up to be very competitive and successful. So that one's also a good one.
It's great. Okay. And this is more fun. Have you seen the movie McFarlane?
I have.
Okay. Where would you say that ranks in your favorite movies?
It's not my favorite running movie, actually.
Oh, really?
My favorite running movie is Without Limits. It's about Steve Prefontaine, the early 70s Oregon runner that, was kind of known as, he was brash. He was borderline cocky, but he was a fantastic runner, took fourth in the 1972 5K Olympic 5K race, and was just he was kind of bringing in that 1970 style of running and was a fearless, relentless runner. And Without Limits, it's a great movie. Mm-hmm. McFarlane was also really good. Obviously, I think McFarlane talks more about cross country as a sport. And so you kind of focus a little, the movie focuses more on like, okay, the first runner is important, but the fifth runner is also very important. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. So,
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that question you got answered. I don't know what that means.
I think this will be probably our last question, I'd say. But what lessons do you hope that your players take away beyond the sport itself going forward in their future, I guess?
Awesome question. I mean, anytime you do a sport when you're a kid, maybe when you start a sport when you're 6, 8, 9 years old. Notice how I skipped 6, 7 there.
Yeah.
I've caught myself in the last 3 weeks in class doing that all the time. But I mean, you do sports because you think it's going to be fun, and it ends up hopefully being fun for you. But you end up learning a lot of discipline and a lot of commitment. And I always think, like, when I go through hard times in my life, I can pull back on certain wrestling times or running times where I was going through hard times too. And whether I wasn't performing the way I wanted to, or I lost a tough wrestling match that I shouldn't have lost. And those just get you ready to be able to be resilient. I think that resiliency is really huge because as you guys go into college and beyond, like, you're going to have times that are amazing, and you're going to have times where you're doubting yourself, and you doubt yourself in sports sometimes, and that's part of it. And as a coach, it's fun to work with kids that and through that doubt. And so I think just learning how to be resilient and also work with a team too. You know, you're going to work with a lot of different people in whatever jobs you guys do, and being able to have those interpersonal relationships is important, both, you know, professionally and in your personal life too.
It's great insight. I get a lot of takeaways from football as well. That helps make me a better person. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
Oh, fantastic.
No, but I think we can then move on to, or I guess where's the state meet at this year?
It's always in Fort Dodge.
It's always in Fort Dodge?
It's been in Fort Dodge since 1993 or 1994. There was a big flood. It used to be at Ames on the Iowa State course, which is an awesome course, but it flooded that year and they moved it to Fort Dodge and it's been there ever since. So in my high school years, we always ran at Fort Dodge and it's been there ever since.
What would you classify that course as? Is it like hillier?
So they changed it a little bit since I graduated in 2001. And so I think like 2003 or 4, they changed the 5K course, and the first mile is pretty quick. It goes by in a blur. It's flat. And then as you get into the second mile, you start to hit some rolling hills, and the last 1,000 or 800 meters of the course is a bit of a gradual uphill. And so that, you got to be really mentally tough at that part because everybody's hurting and suffering. And you just got to look at the person next to you and say, I'm going to beat you to the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a good mindset. Different beast. Cross country. I don't think I could do it.
You could.
Yeah, maybe you could. Yeah, probably could. But thanks for coming on and answering so many questions. Yeah. Good luck at the state tournament.
Absolutely.
I'm going to end off with 2 more things here. That's okay with you guys. I forgot about a game prediction that we should do. I think we should do West versus Linn-Mar. We didn't do City High.
Yeah, we had that too.
I was going to save that for the end because that's usually our signature. But
okay, we'll save the signature for the end. So you're not done yet, Mr. Ahlers.
All right, no problem. I'm here.
And I remember I looked up the linebacker, Andy Katzenmoyer.
Oh, Katzenmoyer.
That's it.
I remember watching Andy Katzenmoyer when I was your guys' age.
Yeah, Coach Moore kept calling number 42 on the Tumwa, Andy Katzenmoyer. So look out for Katzenmoyer out there. Yeah. Are we doing
what did you say with the game?
Should we do Linn-Mar and West first? Who you guys got? West is on a...
Yeah. Linn-Mar is going to win this game. West is on after losing to Prairie High. They're on a downfall this season, okay? And now and Linn-Mar. Have you seen? They started the season 0-4, and now they're 4-4, and they just got a big win against Cedar Falls. So they are probably the hottest team right now in the state of Iowa. So I'm going to take Linn-Mar in this one. They are red hot.
I love to see a fellow team that struggled. And then, except other than us, they flipped it around. But, they're coming off a big win. And, I mean, if they win this, I think they sneak in the playoffs. So I'm taking Linn-Mar. I really hope West loses.
So I was shocked last week when I found out that Linn-Mar beat Cedar Falls because Cedar Falls, while not being the greatest team I've ever seen play, they're a really solid, foundationally strong team. So I was shocked there, and I come to find out that they're 4-4 now. And West High has lost to Prairie and Liberty, both 2 good teams, but I don't know. I like Linn-Mar being hot here, and I like seeing West High lose, so I might go with some Linn-Mar.
I just really I don't like the way that some of the people on the West High football team act. So for that reason alone, I'm going to go with the Linn-Mar Lions to take this one. They are red hot. They have won 4 straight, and I just really hope West High wins.
And, it really does just come down to detail on the end of it.
All right, Mr. Ahlers, would you like to make a prediction here?
Yeah, I scout these teams every week, so I'm expert, right?
Yeah.
But one of my assistant coaches, Micah Poulette, is a former cross-country state champion at Linn-Mar, so I'm going the Lions.
Good. We're all Lions with a clean sweep.
Lions by 10.
On the east side. It's great.
Great predictions. All right. And now we will end it off.
No, not yet. Stop. Give me this. Owen has the nerve, the gall to talk about detail when this morning he doesn't come to give some kindergarten through 5th graders high fives at Grant Wood Elementary School because he was up too late watching his little football when he should be sleeping and valuing the team.
He was studying AP Econ.
Yes.
I went to bed at 2 a.m., Owen, and I still decided to be there. You know why? Because I knew this would be my last darn handshake line, all right?
That in itself is little detail, Jack, because we need to think about your sleep for the game tonight, and that just screams no detail.
Let's all make a promise right now that we need better detail going from this point forward. All right, all of us.
No. Next week, we will come to the City High Little Hawk Sports Podcast with 0 reports of no detail. Can we make a promise now?
We make that promise, but I also want to say the Little Hawk journalists have been striving with detail.
Yes.
And have made great strides in their detail with the state News Team of the Year award.
And yes, that's great. Okay, should we get into our Ottumwa and City High game?
Yes, the final prediction of this week, the final football, I wouldn't say final City High football prediction that we will ever have. City High Ottumwa. Let me think. Let me go with the Little Hawks for this one.
All right.
Ending off with a big win.
Give me the frickin' Little Hawks. Home senior night, last game of the season. Let's end out on a bang.
Let's set the record straight here. City High has had nothing but short of ownage of the Ottumwa Bulldogs. 13-1 all time against the Bulldogs. Pathetic. So the legacy will continue, and we will keep them out of the playoffs, and we will win in a spectacular manner. Mr. Ahlers, you should go next so Jack can amp himself up.
Jack's checking stats over there. Yeah, City High 42, Ottumwa 10.
Yes, love it. Love it.
Ottumwa coming into this game, they are 4-4 with 4 big wins. They have a lot to play for in this game, okay? They have a win and they get in, is what it seems right now. A win and they're in the playoffs, undeservingly, honestly. But, yeah, it just seems like Ottumwa right now is the favorite with just record-wise. But when I look at the stats here on Bound, it says when Ottumwa plays a team that is over 500, they lose 227-19.
Oh, my.
Over the course of this season. And the Little Hawks have played the toughest schedule in the state of Iowa this year, and they are just going to manhandle the Ottumwa Bulldogs tonight 68-10.
68-10.
And that will be the final score. Thank you, Mr. Ahlers, for coming on the podcast today. It was a great one, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Of course. Go Little Hawks.